get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome into Pregaming here at Sports Money, your premier destination for all that last minute handicapping needs. In fact, we bookend the day in terms of helping you prepare for the sports betting slate here at Sports Money. We pop off with Ramon Scott in the morning steam at 9 a.m., giving you the very first looks from Vegas, what the lines are doing, where the cash is coming, and all the rest. And then we wrap her up with Pre-Gaming here. We leverage tools, technology, expertise, all to help you guys make informed betting decisions. And what a monster couple of days we have been on here. I just realized I have to upload something really quick. Phenomenal. It's been phenomenal. If I was going to use a word, the word would be phenomenal. It's a lot of fun, right? Winning is fun. I've said that before, no doubt, but my goodness. Bear with me for 1 second here while I get this other piece rolling. One thing, I can't find it. Don't know why I can't find it. I don't know why I can't find it. I don't know where it went. And I'll just download it again. It's okay. The show must go on. We'll get there. Give me one moment. Fired up, ready to attack. Man, what a tough day today. I'm going to be honest. Doubleheaders all over the place. And the worst part is I called it from before yesterday's evening slate. I was like, there's a lot of rain, and we were getting banged down like flies. And then today, open up the slate, and it's like, oh, Jesus, there's a lot of doubleheaders. So let's talk about it for a second. Gave out 4 plays this afternoon to the enhanced members, the premium members. Thank you guys for taking some time to become silver and or gold members. Appreciate that. That's the way that you can support us. What I give out? Let's look. Gave out the Cardinals. They won. Come from behind victory as well. Now, because of the way that game played out, I rolled in and I live bet the Cardinals just now. Just saying, do what you want with that information. It is a doubleheader. I played the first one. Fetty. Had Fetty over 4.5 Ks. Gave that out. He did not get there. I think he had 4. Gave out the Tigers and Scooble over 8 Ks. Minus 120. Tigers won. Scooble had 6 Ks. Kind of saw he was in trouble when he only had 2 Ks at the end of the second inning. Took that out. And we're riding right now. The 4th game that I gave out this afternoon was the Giants and the Guardians under 7.5. I played the first 5 as well. Cashed the first 5, no problemo. Giants just came a big bat to come back there. Top of the 8th inning. 2 innings left in that under 7.5. So all goes right. We'll split the afternoon. Got to stay in the game. Got to live the fight another day. Speaking of fighting, you guys know the deal. We start every show off. We talk about the previous day. Got to be transparent. That's the most important thing. That's the only currency that we really have in this piece every single day. And they mad. Oh, there goes the White Sox. Just as I say, now I'm mad. All right, let me talk about this for 1 second, and then we'll talk about how pissed everybody is because it's fun. The White Sox were competitive in that game, and they went right down to the wire. So they used up a lot of bullpen pieces. So I'm not concerned. First of all, it's the White Sox. I wish I'd waited a little bit more because I'd gotten a better number. I waited, even though they had a runner on first base. It was like minus 150 for the St. Louis Cardinals. And I tagged it at, I don't know, minus 112 or something like that. With the expectation that this game is going to come down to the second half of this game, and it's going to be bullpen required here. Vassell. He ain't no Vasilevsky. This guy leaks like a fucking sieve. And he's playing well now. He's got 4 Ks, but he doesn't really go past 4 innings. That's the story with this dude. So they're going to have to go to bullpen pieces. They used up a lot of bullpen pieces because they were competitive in that last game. And so I want to fire on the Cardinals. There you go. Just to give a little explanation why I'm firing on the Cardinals. Kind of like we talked about with that Twins game the other day. We faded the Twins after they were up through the first. That was against the Reds. All right. We winning. I don't know if they're fading. I don't know. These fucking creepy doopies come out of the woodwork. These guys that mental health candidate number 1 and 2s file out of the woodwork when we start winning. Heaven forbid somebody has a good day and you post some positive results. All of a sudden, they're fucking angry. And you know, I think it's jealousy. This is where it goes back to. We're not new here. We know that it's not us versus the bookies. It's us versus them. That's how they made it. It's true. They get mad when you have a good day. It's crazy. It's just angry, but it's lunacy. And, you know, I think the bottom line is this is a daily grind. You can't part-time it. You can't take days off. You don't fucking phone in whatever day of the week it happens to be. You grind every day. I'll tell you what, the RBI contest has made me a better. I'm seeing all these RBIs flying around the place and what you guys are picking and how you're playing every single day. And some people just don't have the bark, I guess we'll say. They don't have the bark to battle like this every single day. Maybe they overplay bankroll. I don't know. I don't know why they get angry. I don't get angry. I play every day. I get angry if my bet loses. That much I can tell you. And they got pissed off yesterday. Flat out, downright angry. Because we've now had 3 straight winning days in a row. Twitter trolls are going nuts. They're going absolutely fucking bananas. They're losing their minds. It's too much winning. Please, it's too much winning is what these trolls are saying in their own way. We lost 1 game yesterday. We went 8-1. Not to mention, by the way, Jazz Chisholm gets himself the home run. We talked about it right here. If someone's going to do it, it's got to be this fucking guy way down the lineup, and he's priced at a price tag like somebody knows something. Jazz Chisholm goes yard. Ronald Acuna Jr. was the Instagram play of the day. Gets to the RBI in the first inning. So there's 2 more that aren't even tacked onto this thing. But we did lose that Baltimore Orioles under. In fact, we lost it in the second inning. Now, some people are surprised Tampa came back and won. I am too. I'm not going to sit there and look. Tampa Bay won. We were on Tampa Bay. I talked about why, and we gave it out live. It was one of those spots that I added to the card, and it made a ton of sense. I'll take the win. It's an epic collapse if you were on Baltimore. But you should have been listening to Pregaming. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's a fucking free show. It's here every day, Monday through Friday, except tomorrow. Not here tomorrow. Cash the under 8.5 in the Miami-Philadelphia game. 4-2 final. Banged it. Talked about skipping Philly 2 days ago because of the dissension in the ranks. Came back. They're in a bounce-back spot yesterday. Bounce back. They bounced back. They won 4-2. You got to do this every day. I know it's 164 games and it's a grind, but there's no time off. There's no fucking sick days. What a fucking PTO? Paid time off? No. I'll tell you what. MHTO. Some people need a mental health timeout because they're losing their fucking minds with what's going on out here. And they're not welcome in our community. And that drives them nuts. Colorado Rockies win that game 3-1. It was a rain delay. We stuck with it. They cashed. It was plus 140. Oops. The Nats continue to be unders. I think they've now gone nine straight unders for the Washington Nationals. Got to grind on this. And they went under again today, by the way. They went under again today. Toronto Blue Jays cooked the Arizona Diamondbacks 9-1. I'm sorry, 8-1. Got them at minus 109. And the Cincinnati Reds go down early 1-0. They fight. They persevere. They beat them Minnesota Twins 4-2. We knew the Twins lose in bunches. We talked about it. Fired off on that one. Beat them up real good. Now, the Twins came back today. So take note. Take note. Deep into these spots, their subpar team probably matches up better than a lot of teams that are gassed, a.k.a. the Cincinnati Reds. We lost that under 9. As I mentioned, we cashed Tampa Bay. The White Sox game got pushed. That sucks. That was a plus 155. The Kansas City Royals win that game 6-3. Really never in doubt. Cash that one. And then we closed up the books with a nice plus 155 parlay. Houston and the over 8.5. Smacked it. They smacked it themselves. Big game, big win, big finish. 7.8 units. Plus the RBIs. That's why they're upset. And it just goes to show you. They've already proven it. They've already exposed themselves. They don't want you to learn. They want you on your knees in a position of need, begging them for a play. Jokers out there on Twitter saying, don't give them too much. If you show too much, they're not going to need you anymore. Okay. Go fucking hide back in your closet. We'll let you know when it's going to be okay to come out. Don't worry. You won't miss anything. I promise. Listen, this is a daily grind. You guys are great. We're here on a regular basis. I'm ready to get fired up. I'm ready to talk about the winner of the RBI contest. So let's get to it. It was a tremendous battle. Oh, put a shit slide together here, apparently. There we go. We'll go this way. Tremendous battle. Every one of the, right to the end, every single person, top 5 anyways, lost yesterday. So it was right there. It was right there for the taken. Shout out to Dana Delp, comes in 5th place for the first official Chillin' and Grillin'. Yeah, I had to listen to that a lot. You guys think you had to listen to it 10 times to make your entries? I had to listen to it a lot. Dana Delp at plus 840. Congratulations, Dana. Well fought battle. Parma Jake, 865. Our guy Gonzo, the outlaw capper, comes in 3rd place at 870. Look how close it is. At 910 for Get Her Done to take the 2nd place bragging rights in the tournament. Get Her Done. Outlaw Capper, Parma Jake, Dana Delp. Congratulations to you 4. Stay tuned. We might do something fun on Saturday for our finalists. And the winner, the grand prize winner, receiving $100. $50 gift card, $50 from our guy, our partner, our brother from another mother, Sharpie Bets, $100. A gift basket full of barbecue sauces, spices, seasonings, flavor enhancers, the whole smash from world-renowned Dinosaur Barbecue right here in Rochester, New York. The grand prize goes to none other the GoGo 2310. Congratulations, GoGo 2310. You won yourself the barbecue giveaway here from Sports Money. Congratulations. Hit me up on X. Make sure you're following the channel. Subscribe. Get in the game, my friend. You did a great job. Truly remarkable performance. Came out there cashing, I believe, all but 1 day on the con. Well, 2 days with this last day included. So 8-2 for GoGo 2310. Phenomenal run, my guy. Congratulations. I know you're going to enjoy this giveaway, and you earned it. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you to all of our contestants and entrants. Hope you guys had fun. Hope you learned a little something. You know what? We took some time to trial bet the RBI process. Maybe you guys are more informed bettors now. Maybe you'll go out there and bet some RBIs on your own. As the Major League Baseball season progresses, we're down to just a couple of days with the NBA. No more NHL. It's only MLB. It's golf. It's NASCAR. It's racing, tennis, and all those other sports that are somewhat hard to bet on. So get yourself in the RBI business. Congratulations again to GoGo 2310. Hit me up on X, and we will get you right, my friend. Great job to everybody in the RBI contest. Now, let's talk about today. Hopefully you guys had fun with that contest. Give me some feedback. If you liked it, if you learned on it, if you're going to play some RBIs, might as well keep sharing. I mean, get to Twitter. Tag at Sports Money Wins to an RBI play that you're putting out there, and we'll repost it. We'll get you guys rolling. Let's help each other with winning more bets down the road. That's what this is all about. So shout out and congratulations. We're going to go through, it's a smaller afternoon baseball card. And the big reminder, we have the live bet show tonight. You don't want to miss it. Believe me, not just because you're going to see me firing on a bunch of cocktails like a fucking high school kid when his parents are out of town. No, I think I am 14-2 in my last 16 live bets. No bullshit. Cardinals pumping in. This is what happens. This is how it works. We live bet. We have fun. We bust each other's stones. We look for angles together to beat the books. You're not going to want to miss out. I literally have been firing. We invented the third quarter fade. I don't even know what the name is for it, but nobody's been doing it. We've been crushing on it. Don't miss that. We're going to go through the Phillies and Marlins here. It starts at 6:40, so we got to get moving. We got the Mets and the Braves. We got the O's in Tampa Bay. What a game that was yesterday. Houston and the Sacktown Athletics. We'll talk NBA Finals. I've got 2 plays here for you. I've got 3 props I'm going to give out live tonight. I've got a Canadian football play. I've got a WNBA play. I actually have 2 plays in the WNBA tonight. So we've been doing right in the WNBA. Speaking of, I forgot to put that in the recap as well, that we did cash that first half. How about that call last night? Second leg of a back-to-back, but a lofty number. And so what happens? We take the first half. They cover the first half. They lose the game against the spread. They do not cover the full game. We weaved our way in there, and we smashed and cashed again. They getting upset with us, and I love it. So congratulations to all you guys that are rocking and rolling. Shout out to Pasquale De Chico, our newest member here with the Sports Money fam. Appreciate you, my guy. And Skunt Blaster. He's coming through with the $4.99 dono and the Skunt Bag play of the day. Golden State Valkyries plus 11.5 and the Athletics on a money line parlay for a little plus 308 action from our guy, Skunt Blaster. Skunt, you the man. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for being through here, rocking and rolling with us. Shout out to Flea Mathis. Shout out to Sancho, says OKC ends it tonight. David Wallace went 5 for 5 yesterday. Let's keep this run going. Mike's bets are fire. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Sometimes we got to talk them out aloud. Nicholas Handy, shout out to you. I used my 50% boost on the on that live bet for the Cardinals. So it was actually a nice plus money casher or plus money spot that I was able to tag on that. Shout out to Keith. Each every stride. Joe Dubs here. Stop Gio's ready to rock, my guy. Appreciate you rolling with us here. The Futon Bet says Spencer Snyder under 7.5 Ks. Let's get this cash. Hit the like, you scumbags. Yes. Harrison the Hustler in the house. There's a new name. Haven't seen Harrison the Hustler. Says, let's cash out tonight. Let's get some cash, my friend. Gerald Jones says, Pimp and Crew best bet the Astros first 5 -0.5. Gonna lay the wood. And he's back. He's firing 54 and 44. I told you our guy's gonna start breaking out. Get ready. Harrison the Hustler. We will talk about Halliburton, the Halliban. Keith likes a Dodgers first 5 -1.5. Let's go. Ignatius Pennyfeather. Appreciate you. So Sports Money Gold is where it's at, dude. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for saying that. Just trying to help you guys win, and that's how you can support us. You like what's going on here? Tip jar is always open. Hopefully you guys are making money. That's what it's all about. This is growing. We're trying to have some finer things in life, and this money should help us get, maybe it's a nicer vacation. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a day off without having to worry about how you're going to pay some of those bills, whatever the case may be. It's always fun when we're winning, making that money together. Dana Delp, what's up, Mikey? Thanks for your work on the ribeye contest. You got it, my friend. I had fun doing it. I had fun. It was taxing. It was a lot of administration. Carol Jones says, true, Harrison. Work didn't even recognize that work today. Cool contest. Thanks. All right. Nasty Nate says, I needed to hit yesterday to be top 5. Congrats are going around the horn to everybody out there. Phil the Kill says, it was fun. I never checked out the RBI market like that. Stop Geo. Missed a few of my entries. Why I lost. Oh. Stop Geo says locking in OKC first half -2.5. Robert McCormick's here. Tarek B says, congratulations, my man. I wish I was a prop guy. I want the Phillies, Astros, Dodgers, and leaning to the Mets. Iglesias Pennyfeather says, Mike, a huge favor. I'm a little slow when it comes to the live bets and often miss them with all the talking in the show. Anyway, the bets can be posted in the chat. Yeah. I think we try to do that, but sometimes the cocktails get in the way. So I'll make sure that we do that today. I'll make sure I do it today. Trisha M. It's all good. Trisha M. Shout out to Justin McCalvey. Stop Geo says DraftKings is offering 50% MLB boost. Yeah, that's what I said. I used that on the Cardinals game. Sancho says Jeff the scumbag will be on stream tonight. I'm not sure. He says you'll have to tune in to find out. Jeff's there listening as well. There we go. We cashed that Giants under 7.5. Shout out to Aubrey. Appreciate you. Says shout out to you, Mike. Shout out to you, Aubrey. Let's go, you guys, man. It's a ton of fun when look, we're working hard. That's what it comes down to, right? We're working hard. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. I'm so ready. I went a little uncomfortably heavy on that Cardinal spot. That's why when they went down 1-0, my fuck was a true panic fuck. Whoa. But they rallied right back 4-1. Let's go. Let's get on to the show. Let's talk about some action. Let's get into some baseball. That's what we're here for. We talked about this spot. I'll pop it right up on the screen. We're coming up firing with a two-legger. Now, there is a boost out there for DraftKings that has multi-leg parlays in it, and you can boost it. So maybe these are two of your legs for the parlay. We'll talk about it. Let's get to work. You know the deal. We talk about the cash flow splits, the line movement, pitching angles, anything we can try to find to come up with just a little bit more of an edge. You know, we're volume bettors. We like to fire at will and stack it high and let it fly. So 83% of the bets, 69% of the cash are it's a lose-lose for me. I gotta spend some time reacclimating myself to this new iPhone because I was like, why aren't my text notifications going off? And I saw it was silent, and I got to go back in there and fix it. You know how that goes. 83% of the bets and 69% of the cash are on them fighting Phils, and 98% of the bets, 94% of the cash on the over. Now, it has come down a little bit. It's become less expensive to bet the Phillies. The total has not moved from 7.5. It's Sanchez and Cabrera, and that's all you need to know. I mean, I guess you could look at it a little bit more than that. Lots of Phillies batters out there firing. You know, we see this. Now facing a 2-1 series deficit are these Marlins in this closeout game for the NL East. They just don't match up. They did win that game 8-3. We knew that was going to happen. We said stay away from the Phillies in that spot. Now, one thing to stay away, we should have fired on the other side, but it's okay. 5-2 the first game, 4-2 the last game, under with the exception of that funky, wonky, little Nick Castellanos spot out there that went over. These games have been playing to the under. We're going to stay on this under. We're going to add it up to an 8, though. We're going to take it off that 7.5 and get us to that magical number of 8 for a couple of reasons. The Marlins as home dogs versus a lefty. We love that lefty component. Well, they're 10-1 to the under. Marlins aren't fired against lefties. And with Sanchez on the mound, the Phillies find themselves 18-3 overall in his last 21 starts. 11 of those, by the way, were by 2 runs or more. So Chris Sanchez, opportunity 10-2 in his last 12 divisional starts. That kind of reminds me a little bit of that Framber Valdez stat yesterday where he's just dominant against the division. And, Sanchez is shutting opponents down. So not only are the Marlins, and this could probably be a Marlins team total under spot as well. But I got 2 plays on it, so I was comfortable with that. I thought that was, I've got the 1 play on it. But I thought it was good enough here just to get us to that 8. Kick this card off. Let's have a little fun with it. Let's go for a little 2-1 action. Try to get a big score here to start the card off early and pad the stats. JW says, if Scumbag Jeff's on tonight, he's watching. Uh-oh. Derek B says, the Giants made me nervous. We cashed that under 7.5. That's a big one. Jay Main says, I got good shit. I got to stop fading web. Timmy Two Shoe says Logan Webb, 8 strikeouts in the Giants money line. That man is crazy. Ramos is popular with the ladies with all that. It's it's the same people that get. Why aren't you responding? Dude, do a show. Chill the fuck out. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. And that's when I'll get back to you. Not a second before it. The Mets and the Braves will pop off the NLE spot there. What a great Acuna Jr. I'll tell you, that was glorious last night. Back to back. I got to get that. I got to get a play of the day out there today. I lost track of time. 50-50 on the bets from the sides here. Public split between these two. 72% of the cash, however, coming in on the Mets. The bigger bets, the sharper bets are banging on the Mets. Total's gone from 8.5 to a 9, and you got 92% of the bets and 88% of the cash on the over. Has moved. I believe Johnny Public is looking at this thing and going, Spencer Strider's so back, man. He's back. He just had a great performance. Whoa. Chill. One game does not mean you're back. The dude is leaking like a fucking faucet up until this past game. You're going to have to show it to me. On the other side of things, Holmes has that 2.87 ERA. And, competitive series, not really. I mean, yesterday was that 5-0 shutout for the Braves. So what do we want to do when we're facing a team that just got shut out? We want to go on the other side. There's reason number 2. I like these New York Mets. They're also facing this 0-3 deficit. They lost 5-4. They lost 5-0 in these spots out there. And let's talk about some X's and O's. I heard somebody droning on today about stats, and I was like, man, I hope that's not what I sound like. Try not to get into too much of it because some of it's just overkill, and advanced modeling can help with it. But look, ERA is obviously the most important. Spencer Strider's got that 4.35 ERA. 6 shutout innings, 13 strikeouts, his last go. Before that, he was allowing 9 runs in his last 2 starts. By the way, that start was against the Rockies that he went out there and nuked everybody. So don't overreact to this Spencer Strider's back nonsense. He's facing one of the best hitting teams in baseball, the number 2 right now in .365 OBA. On base average. They're getting there. WRC plus, they're number 1. They're showing excellent plate discipline with 19.5% K rate. And they're getting walked a lot because they're bad. They're just draining pitchers. They're drawing pitchers down. So even if Spencer Strider goes out there and gives you 5-6 good innings, who's going to come out? Strider also doesn't play well against the lefties. Against the Mets, the team that's seen him quite a bit. His ERA goes up to a 5.58 ERA. So there's a lot of reasons that we want to get involved in that. Clay Holmes, look, finds a way to win. He's 10-4. And Clay Holmes starts. He's got a 2.43 ERA over his last 5 starts. And he's got a 2.41 ERA on the road. He plays even better on the road. So I'm not entirely sure what I see here when everyone's looking at this thing. Yeah, Atlanta's bats showed some life these last 2 games, but before that, over the last 2 weeks, they were a 2.99 OBA. I still like some Acuna Jr. Yesterday was Chris Sale Day, so we'll give it to him. The Mets are 13-1 on the road off a 5-run loss over the last 4 years. They bounce back. They're going to bounce back. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to fire on this Mets team in a double dip fashion because I don't believe in Spencer Strider. The more I say that, the more he's probably going to try to go out there and stomp on my ass, but that's okay. I'm going to take the full game because when he does come out of there, I like that plus money spot. And I do want to take a shot with these Mets at this plus 123. You just got shut out. This is where I love baseball with the numbers. There's a lot of games, 164 of them. So when you're the number 2 team in offensive production over the last 2 weeks and you just got shut out, law of averages, law of large numbers. We'll take the Mets. We'll take them twice. How about that? Shout out to GoGo 2310 in the house. He says, thanks for running the contest, Mike. I hope you have more contest ideas. Always open. Always open. That contest was influenced by Ramon Scott and Trisha M. coming through with the contest idea to go with that ribeye. It was Ramon Scott eating barbecue on a live stream. By the way, I still haven't had, since that live stream, I still haven't had barbecue. Not to get that, I'm going to scratch that barbecue itch this weekend, I think. But we're always open. We're for the community. We are men of the people. We want to have fun with you guys. We want you to have fun. And look, we're winning bets. So we don't mind tapping into the reserve and sending a couple of gifts your guys' way out there. That's what makes it fun. We're all here together. We're all trying to have fun together. We're all trying to make money together. We're all growing together. We're all learning together. Go 23-10. 8-2 run, my guy. That was a hell of a stretch for you in the RBI game. Onward, upward, third baseball game in the evening slate here for us. The O's and the Rays. We talked about it at the start of the show. Tremendous comeback from the Rays. Wish I had that. I didn't even when they went down 8-0, I'm just going to be honest here. Be full transparent with you guys. I didn't even think about live betting the Orioles or the Rays. Even though I was on the Rays in that live bet, what I thought to myself was, fuck. I added a show play and it's going to take an L. They're already down 8-0. That's what I thought. Just put the cards on the table. We'll take the win. The under was never a shot. Right now, this line is moving against the Rays. 80% of the bets and 88% of the cash are on the Tampa Bay Rays. Moved from -158 to -140. And the totals come down almost a full run. And when it does come down a full run, I like to fire back the other way. 93% of the bets, 87% of the cash on this over. It's come down. That's just been something with time and experience that has told me there's an overreaction. And no side for me in this game. No total for me in this game. I've got a player prop in this game, and it's not an RBI. So it doesn't leave us many options. We got Chucky, ground Chuck, Charlie Morton, the right-handed pitcher with a 6.06 ERA. And when you look at ground Chuck, his ERA swells to a 7.97 on the road. He's 0-4. He just went 5 innings. He did have 10 Ks. Ground Chuck. That was against the Angels. He shut him out. 6 pitches, 6 Ks, 5 Ks, 7 Ks, 5 Ks, and then the tenor. Then the big bopper. And that's the way I chose to attack this game. Guy just came off of his fucking season high, career best. Old man Chuck. On the other side of things here, you've got Drew Rasmussen. 2.04 at home. 7 hits off 5 innings pitched his last game with 2 earned runs, only 3 Ks. I don't like either side, and I don't like the total, but I do like fading ground Chuck after a performance. We know who this guy is, and he's old man time on top of that, so he's giving us a good indication of who he is. We'll take ground Chuck's under 5.5 Ks, under 5.5 strikeouts at plus 105. Again, I think the market is overvaluing and overreacting. This guy's 172 years old. He just pitched 10 strikeouts. It was against the Angels, and we've seen the Angels slump. So that's the way I'm going to attack this game. I wanted to get some action on it. I wanted to get some skin in the game. Stop just says next contest wins a stripper. I'm in. You guys are going to have to bring your own party favors for that one. Justin McKelvey says, Rooshman. Plus 215 for an RBI in Justin's pocket. Pittsburgh smacking them Tigers 4-0 right now. Live score update. So we're going to take some ground Chuck. Put a little ground Chuck on the grill and cook that up with your ribeye action out there. Ooh, that sounds good. A little barbecue seasonings. Even a little barbecue sauce. Nice big fat ground Chuck burger. Okay, Houston. I'm getting hungry. Houston Astros. Sacktown Athletics. You'll see this current records on the scoreboard there, on the standings. And you know what I just reminded myself of here? I see the scrolling ticking bar. We skipped the smash the like button video. We can't do that, you guys know the deal. We can't just almost ruin the whole damn thing. You know the deal. We're in show. Smash the thumbs up button. somebody remind me. Whose job was it to remind me that we forgot to hit the thumbs up video? I don't know, but somebody's in a lot of trouble. Big win last night. Dominant fashion with these Houston Astros. And we had that over tied in. And this looks not much different than yesterday. The weird part is this number's coming down. It's come down from minus 154, 20 full cents. And yet you have 81% of the bets and 91% of the cash on the over. I'm sorry, on the Astros. 81-91 Astros come down 20 cents. The total's coming down. 75% of the bets, 76% of the cash on the over. It's 10.5, and it's starting to juice to the unders. We're starting to see some tens. In fact, Lopez and Gordon will take the bump. And if that just screams, who the hell, what? I don't know what does here. Gordon, a lefty. Jacob Lopez, a lefty. I wouldn't want to be fishing around for hitting props in this game. And that's a weird, strange number. It's got to be, again, it's because it's in this dinky-donk ballpark in athletics. That's been an overfest because, well, I mean, neither of these guys are world beaters. They both allowed 6 home runs on the season. Gordon's 2-1 on the season. Lopez is 1-4 on the season. And I feel just there's a lot of, I mean, look, Houston lost the first game of the series. It's not like we're seeing the A's facing a sweep. I don't even know how that happened, but it did. And then what did the A's do after, or the Astros do after that? You poked them. It only made them angry. They came out and I don't know what I was trying to do there. 13-3 is what happened. They firebombed their asses, 13-3. They followed it up with an 11-4 win as well. And they're smacking. The Athletics did have that big series there to finish off against Kansas City. They did start that game against Houston. This is where the pendulum swings the other way. It's not just that the pendulum swings the other way. You woke the bats up with Houston. You done fucked around and found out. And now you're going to pay the price. Houston, 12-3 on the road in the fourth game of a series over the last 3 years. Why? Because they're deeper. And they're better. That's why I said when you go back and you look at game 1 and I go, I can't believe it. I mean, theoretically, it's ace versus ace. Any ace at any given time can have a bad day is what that tells me. Game 2, the reason they thumped them is their pitcher's that much better than the Athletics pitcher. Game 3, the same thing. And now game 4, top to bottom, the Astros, a former Major League Baseball finalist and winner, are just deeper. And those bats woke up. And that's why they're 12-3 in game 4 of a series. The over, by the way, for the Athletics after a home loss of 7 runs, fire back over 13-5 to the over. So the numbers do suggest, with that 10 that you're going to see a monster. I don't believe it, but I'm going to take the Astros. I like this price tag for the Astros. I'll get in the game a little bit. I'll get in there. I ain't scared. Minus 133 seems like a fair number to me. Team's ripping the fucking cover off the ball. And what's Oakland going to do? What's Sacktown going to do? You got some, well, I don't want to get overexcited. Call the dude a fucking scrub and then watch him go out there and nuke me. That's not what I want to see happen here, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see a situation where that happens. Jay Maines on the Stros minus 1.5. Junior Caminero. 3+ hits, runs, and RBIs, 3-5. How about that? Jerry Davis says the A's can't touch lefties. Shut the Nunya. Appreciate everybody rocking, man. Again, make sure you guys smack that thumbs up button. Let's move on to the hardwood. Let's trade in the hard bat. And let's lace up the high tops. Incidentally, they don't wear high tops. And that is where there's been a number of Achilles strains and knee injuries. Shoe changes. Sancho says, okay, I'll add the Astros. OKC Thunder, Indiana Pacers. The big question, is Holoban going to play? The reality is it doesn't matter. Now, when I say that, it's tongue-in-cheek because 2 things. 1, team steps up the first game the star player's out first. 2, All that shit's cooked into the line. So it moved 2 points from like an away 2 game ago opener. It was like sitting at a 4 and it moved to 6s. They refiled it after the number, and whether he plays or not, assume he's going to be a piece of shit. The question is, do you want the 6 points or not? 59% of the bets and 57% of the cash are on the Pacers to cover the spread. 43% of the bets, 55% of the cash are on the Pacers to win on the money line. Totals come down 2.5 points. You have 95% of the bets and 95% of the cash on the over. Now, we cashed the over the other day. Then we came in and live bet the under. And we cashed that too. Dialed in. Very excited about that. If Halliburton does play, what you need to concern yourself with is how many plays can I get on an under for this dude? Because high probability if he does even touch the court, and I haven't seen the official final injury report. If he does touch the court, the question is for how long, and a quick retweak and he's out. So I'd get my ass on some Halliburton props for sure. And I would be looking at the unders on those Halliburton props. Last game he was an under machine anyways. Zigging and zagging in this series out there. We're down to game number. Did I screw this up? Did I screw something up? No, I don't know what I was looking at. Seeing things today. 3-2. OKC. Let me tell you this to start this discussion out for everybody. OKC has a tough time covering on the road in the playoffs. Add to that, if you want to further compound that situation, they struggle mightily in closeout games. In fact, some closeout numbers for these boys, it ain't pretty. Where did it go? Can't find it. Here's what I know. With no Halliburton in the lineup, obviously that's not good, right? That's pretty obvious situation. When he's out of the lineup, only one time have they lost by more than 6 points. The guy that's going to get the time in this one, I believe, is Siakam. He's the step-up horse. When Indiana's firing back off a loss, they're 5-1 against the spread and straight up. I mentioned the closeout factor. Not good when it comes to the OKC Thunder. Now, over the last 3 years, when the Pacers are at home against a non-conference team, awful loss versus a Western opponent, they're 8-2 against the spread. 5-5 on the split, by the way, on the total. Essentially, what I'm telling you is this is a bounce back spot, which is tough because there's no Halliburton. So I didn't go with the full game just yet. Doesn't mean I won't. I just haven't done it yet. I did choose the first half. And we talked about these numbers 2 games ago. And they're the same numbers. The numbers haven't changed. There you go. Going to take the Pacers on the money line in the first half. Or I'm sorry, on the plus 3.5. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. Maybe you should be taking the money line for the Pacers. The numbers will show it. I'll talk about it in a second. And I'm going to take their team total over. Now, lots of people like the unders. This series, this had some overs pegged to it. The Pacers are 6-0 to the over if they had the ball stolen 12 or more times the previous game. 6-0 to the over for the Pacers if they got the ball stolen a bunch. The Thunder, 8-0 to the over if they had at least 9 blocks the previous game. So there you go. Couple intersecting zeros for an over, despite the fact that the Pacers in this spot are 5-5. I couldn't get there, but I could use that to be comfortable justifying taking a team total. First half points when Halliburton's not playing for the Indiana Pacers, they're scoring 67 points in the first half. Home teams, awful loss with a total of 220 or higher in NBA finals, are averaging 66 points per game in that first half. STQL, baby. Gotta love it. OKC. 6 times they've been on the road off a win. They've allowed 63.5 points. I don't need to go on any further than that, do I? Let's just leave it right there. We don't need to beat this thing into the ground. We're going to take the team total over 54.5. Then, as far as the side is concerned, I like that 3.5. And the reason I like that 3.5 is the margin. We'll get into margins game. Indiana off a loss, outscoring their opponents in the first half by 8.5 points. The Thunder, they're losing first halves off a win by 8 points when they go on the road. Perfect. It's a perfect fit. That's why I said I think the money line could be a strong contention. At the very least, what I kind of script out for this game and the way I think it's going to roll out is we'll probably see OKC jump out to a couple point lead, at which point that plus 3.5 for the first half will go up to 6.5 or 8.5. I've seen it happen 3 times this series already, and I've taken it each time. And I'll take it again live at that point. But I'll take the 3.5 official show play. I'll take the 54.5 as well for the team total over in the first half for the Indiana Pacers. And I've got 3 props that I want to fire off here that I'm just going to finalize before we get to the go. And I don't know. My gut tells me the Pacers win this game. It's overreaction. And then everyone goes, man, I can't believe it. Halliburton wasn't playing. I mean, we're just not seeing a really good. It's just back and forth with the halves. That's why I want to start there. And then ideally, I'll script this thing right to the fucking final minute with you guys if you want. So we're loading up on unders for Halliburton props. We're looking at the first half. We're looking to live bet the first half, and we're going to try to get a first half plus 8.5. Probably going to see some overs in the first half as a whole, but I'm not going to get there. In the third quarter, I'm thinking we're going to be in a situation where we can go back and bet the OKC Thunder. Then I think we're going to be in a position on the fourth quarter where we can live bet the Pacers and we can get the Pacers at probably plus 10. And then at some point, this line will probably come back down to where they're tied. And we'll see how it goes from there. There you go. That's my thoughts. That's the way I want to play this game. That's how I want to get down. Nasty Nate likes the Pacers in the second quarter plus 1.5. That's not a bad look. Scripted out. We'll see. We'll see what it does. I got 2 spots here, 3 spots left for you guys here. 5 minutes to 7. So let's get this in here. Canadian football. We're going to take a shot in the CFL. We've got the Montreal Alouettes. And the Edmonton Elks on the other side of things here. Edmonton Elks coming in off the bye week playing. Maybe one of the best teams in the CFL here. Look, you got that extra time to prepare. We saw how effective that was, even though I was shit-talking that team about, oh, you just had a bye. You're on the first week of the season. You had a bye. It matters. And Edmonton stuck. They stunk last year as a whole. They took 0-8 to start the season. They were just getting dog-walked in every single game. But this line's moved a ton. It started at like 2.5. And by the end of the week here, we're sitting at 7. I had some indication I wanted to get involved in the over. I backed off the over. I think the 7's too many points. I think it's an overreaction now. And the reality is you do have that bye. You do have the extra time to prepare. And when you look at this series as a whole, the dog has covered 4 of the last 5 times, indicating it is too many points. It's a home dog on top of that with the bye week in their back pocket. I'll take some plus 7 action with the Edmonton Elks. And the last game I got for you guys and girls is the WNBA. I cannot believe the run we've had in the WNBA right now. It's embarrassing, to be honest with you. You can't even tell anybody. I'll tell you guys. What am I going to do? Call my buddies and be like, dude, I think we won like our last 10 WNBA bets. They're going to be like, you got a fucking problem, dude. Yeah, the problem is there's only 2 games tonight. In that being said, the challenge that I have is we're in a situation similar to we saw the other day with one exception. The Sun are bad. No doubt about it. They were playing the second leg of a back-to-back. The Mercury are playing on the second leg of a back-to-back now. Having just played the Sun yesterday. We cashed in that first half with the Sun, or with the Sun. No, with the Mercury. I'm sorry. Fucking losing it. And then we saw that they came back and blew the game as a whole. Now it's 11.5 for the Liberty. Liberty coming in off of back-to-back losses. I don't like it. Total's coming down. I'd get behind an under in this game. If you wanted my shoot from the gut type of opinion here. I'm looking at the Valkyries and the Fever, the Caitlin Clark Fever. Love to see the physicality. I don't know what the hell happened. Everything got ratcheted up. These girls are showing them boys how to play ball. They're hooping. Sophie Cunningham, bulldozing. I mean, it's borderline dangerous out there. 11.5 is where the number started. It's starting to show some 11s, this Valkyrie and Fever. And I told you this before. My problem with the Fever is they play with their food. They're not, they don't go for the kill shot. Now they've got Caitlin Clark back. She's going to settle in. She did settle in. She had that fucking monstrous clinic that she put on. Then they play the Sun. We won. We had the 18. They didn't cover. There's a lot of numbers, so I get it. The thing I'm looking at with the other side of this game, though, is when it comes down to the Valkyries here, this is one of those teams where we faded them against Dallas. We kept that cash. Why did we fade them? Because they just had that big win against Seattle. So we're trying to kind of get inside the mind of these gals and thinking like, okay, that was a big win for them to come from behind and go, well, they didn't really come from behind. They kind of led wire to wire. They were up like 12 points at one point in the first quarter. That was due for a letdown against the Dallas team. That was due for a win, by the way. That Dallas squad, second win of the season. And they were at Dallas. Now the Valkyries going to get out there and have a shot to host the league favorite, Caitlin Clark's. We've got the trend in our corner. Bad teams, off the losses, big dogs. We've been cashing on it and cashing on it. It hits at 60%. It's 181 and 124. I'm getting in. I'm going to roll up the sleeves. I'm going to take some +7 in the first half, and I'm going to take the +11.5 in the full game. I think this thing's a last basket type of winner spot. And the fact that this line's starting to come down tells you the Sharps agree. So we'll take the Valkyries. We'll take them to play competitive in the first. And by the way, if you're playing the best team in the league, at least from a media personality perspective, you know them girls are going to tune up. They're going to show up. They know they're getting big national coverage on TV. The challenge is a lot of their players have checked into European basketball responsibilities because they pay like shit in the U.S. But that's a story for a different day. That's how we're going to put a bow on the show. 7 o'clock, dead nuts. How about that? Appreciate everybody spending the time in here tonight with us. Thank you guys for coming in. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Peter Grassi says, WNBA been on fire. Yes, it has. Gorky thinks the Elks are going to lose. We'll see. But I hope you guys have a great night. Good luck with all of your bets. And make sure you join us. 8:15, an hour and 15 minutes away. Gives you time to grab a little snack, maybe get a little dinner going. Maybe you throw that ground chuck on the grill, slap a couple pieces of bread around it, get yourself a burger before you come in there at 8:15. I don't know what I'm going to get. I was looking at my glass. I'm seeing it's half full of water. But that being said, you guys, thank you everybody for spending the time. Congratulations to GoGo getting that big prize out there. It just kind of feels fitting, doesn't it? Feels fitting that we get our man JPZ in the house. Let's go. Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. We don't stop. Bring sleep or snow. Pregaming is good to go.
Snow, Curtis blow, flow, fuck all you haters. Fuck making bitch using best simulators. Fuck cashing in, all we wanna do is win. Put the juice in the gin, now it's time to begin. Fuck the books, they can take it on the chin. Surrendering dividends, don't fuck with Ryan Cam. The show starts with capping and ends with pimp slapping and stacking cash and boatloads. They won't know what happened. Pre-gaming and others, they seem lame. Like Abel meeting Kane, a bullet to the brain. We don't give a fuck like Kiki said. We ain't playing. We ain't game, but we ain't playing.
I'm back and I'm joined with my guy